Huss, 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 huss. Do y'all think I can beat Adonis Creed? Seriously, let's talk about it. Cue the intro. All right, bro. Man, oh man, oh man. Let's start with the non-spoilers. This video will be non-spoilers and spoilers. I will let y'all know when I will start talking about the spoilers. But man, I want to say hats off to the writing. If you did not know, Ryan Coogler, the same person who wrote both Black Panther movies, he also wrote Creed 1, 2, and now this third one. Michael B. Jordan, he was the director of this film, and I have to say some of his shots, some of his art style, it was great. Now, they were saying that early in that he was inspired by some Hajime no Ippo stuff. You don't know what that is. It's an anime, it's a boxing anime. And I'm not going to get into any of that until the spoiler section, but it definitely was in there. And if you watch the anime, you will know just from like the opening scene. So sorry for the sniffing, by the way, allergies. So this movie was a lighthearted, it was almost like a lighthearted, to me, a lighthearted love story. And now you're probably thinking love between who? Obviously, it was love between Michael B. Jordan, Adonis, and his wife, I forgot her name. And it was also in a way, it was a love story between Dame, portrayed by Jonathan Majors, and Creed, because they had brotherly love it was once tethered. It was once tethered together, but because things happen, situations happen, people grow apart. One person went one route, another person went the other. What I can say is this story was the basic story that you always see in these. Well, not always, but it's a story we've seen before. You see the protagonist and the antagonist, they were friends when they were younger. Something happens, they split off, now they gotta fight. And it was great. It was great. Could it have been done better? Yes. I had to put a disclaimer out there. I am tired of people, even when the first teaser trailer came out and when the reviews are coming out, I have to say that people have to stop saying that these movies are fictional. It's an obvious thing. You can't really fake boxing if you're doing it properly. You can't fake the UFC if you're doing it properly. People really get hurt. Obviously, it's supposed to look realistic, but at the same time, you have to understand that it's not realistic. And if you watch boxing, you will know that neither one of them look like they could even be a heavyweight. Either one. The same thing for Rocky. We'll do a little comparison between this series and Rocky. But Rocky, his little short self, he didn't look like he was a heavyweight. I've seen all the Rocky movies, and if I remember correctly, it's been a minute. Rocky was, his weight class was heavyweight. Now, putting that aside, if you take it for what it is, a boxing movie, it doesn't hold up to that. To me, it does, but it was a lot of exposition. I feel like, honestly, they could have laid out some of this exposition and made it and hinted at it in Creed 1 and Creed 2. Because then, as far as like him knowing Dame and Dame existing, because we didn't know Dame existed until this movie. If you piece it piece by piece, if you do like, okay, you show Dame in the first one while they're in the group home, and then you come back in the second one. You show that Dame he doing what he doing, and now he's being a fighter. And then they have a little conflict in the second one, while Creed still having this conflict with Drago in the second movie. And then by the time we get to the third one, it's a more anticipated movie. I can't really say that I was anticipated or really looking forward to this movie, other than the fact that Dane was being portrayed by Jonathan Majors. We have to get into Jonathan Majors' acting roles, man. He's been killing it. I haven't seen Devotion, but people have seen he was great in that. He was great as Kang in Ant-Man, and he was great here. My girlfriend, she's
saying, man, he looks better in Kang than he did in here.
And that was a good thing, because his whole thing was, I don't think this is spoilers, but, well, yeah, this is not spoilers. It was in the trailer. He was coming back from prison, and I'm going to say what he did. He was coming back from prison, and he was looking dismantled and grumpy, and you could tell that he was a black man who was hungry. That's the perfect description for Dane, a hungry black man. He wanted everything that Creed had, and he was going to do anything he could to take it. So if that was what they were going for in portraying this story, they did a great job, as in Ryan Coogler. That's all I can say. To be honest, I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a great movie. I feel like if you want to sit down, have something to do on by the time I'm posting, it's not Friday, but if you wanted to have something to do, and I'm sorry, this is late review. This is a nice little date night movie. Chill with your girl or boyfriend or whatever, and it's something to do, man. It's a great film. Now I will get into the spoilers. I will get into the spoilers. Instead of having Dame come out of jail for being for basically flashing his gun for 18 years, instead of having it make it so Creed was how he was. They could have did all of that in the first and second film. When Adonis is he's going through his thing, he's fighting. And another thing, I'm all over the place. I'm gonna be all over the place with the spoilers. Y'all know how I get. I didn't really like the fact that they aged up Creed so fast. How is he already a veteran fighter? Joy is retired, and then you have Felix. Felix was weird, bro. Cause you can't tell me that this is supposed to be the heavyweight division, and Felix is skinnier than me. But it's neither here or there. I just feel like Creed wasn't the main focus in his movie. I don't know if anybody else felt like that, but that's kind of what I was feeling in this one. There was a nice dynamic. It was kind of a family movie. It wasn't really focused on Creed because we had already seen Creed have his hunger and his determination. But now we see Creed when he really doesn't have anything to fight for. And that's another gripe. I really don't like the fact that Creed was okay. Dame knocks out the heavyweight. He knocks out Felix or whatever, gets the belt. That was weird to me too, because if he's really the champion, I don't feel like an amateur. And like I said, I'm not gonna get into the realistic aspects of it because we all know that probably wouldn't happen. An amateur who's never boxed professionally for real is not gonna have his first thing be a title battle, but whatever. I feel like honestly, they could have fleshed out Creed's reason for wanting to fight Dame more, because the only reason we got was, oh, that's the only way I can teach him a lesson. I mean, okay, but how do you know that? Y'all have been growing apart for so long, and yes, he was taking what you have, rightfully so, because like I said, he was a hungry black man. Creed really was living this dude's life, which we just now find out. Like, bro, if this was implemented in the first Creed movie, and then a little bit in the second movie, and then now they clash in the third one, it's great. Sorry if that was loud. But it just kind of felt like they expected us to believe all of this stuff in one movie. When it's like, bro, why didn't nobody mention Dame before? And Dame was legit, bro. He was legit. I mean, he looked like a force to be reckoned with. Speaking on the Hajime no Ippo scene, the scene it was two scenes. Where it's one scene where Creed's fighting. I forgot who he's fighting, but he's fighting and he'll do this. And he'll zoom into the dude's ribs. And he'll do this. And he'll zoom into the dude's ribs on the other side. And what he does is, if you watch Hajime no Ippo, you know the Dempsey roll. He does this. Boom, 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 boom. And it's cool. It's not like animated how it is in the anime. Animated anime. But for anime watchers who've seen that anime, you automatically catch it. My girlfriend was like, was that the Dempsey roll? It's like I showed it to her beforehand. Another scene was in the fight with Creed and Dame. It was a scene where I try to have it on the screen, but it was a scene where he's punching him. It's like an uppercut, and dude goes like this. Boom. This is real weird. And you see like the sweat fly off his back. It's really cool. Like I said, you got to give Michael B. Jordan props on this movie in his directing role, because these were great shots. They'll have shots, even the shots where it was simple stuff, like the shots where he would zoom in on the belt and on the gloves. That was a nice touch. It made it feel like it was an actual fight. But let's get to the fight. That fight was lackluster. Man. I didn't really like that last fight, man. For one, it felt rushed. They do first round, they fight. Second round, they fight. It ends. And then once they get back over there, looking at each other in the face or whatever, in the audience, they go away. Now that was great. That was great. Just it being quiet, and it's like it's a real mental battle. It's me and you. They're not paying attention to anything else. That was a great choice. Whoever decided to have that in there and implement that, that was a great choice to do that. However, you shouldn't have off of that. You shouldn't have transitioned into it being, oh, round 11 is over. Because now I'm like, round 11? Keep in mind, the first two fights was like 2 minutes each. Now, this is separate from Rocky. It's a spinoff from Rocky. And I'll get on to what they're saying the Creed people might do when it comes to a spinoff of Creed, which I don't like. But I don't want to compare it, and we'll get to the Rocky being in this movie too. With the Rocky movies, the Rocky fights were always long. Yes, you had the plot. I feel like this movie was only 2 fights in this movie. That's cool. But the plot was so thick. The plot was so thick, and it wasn't the greatest plot in the world. So when we got to the fight, and it's like 5-minute fight, it's like, wow. I mean, that's what we get for listening to all this crap. And you know, most of it was a setup. Most of the like 30, 45 minutes of the movie, that might be an overstatement. 30 minutes of the movie was them having the back and forth with their daughter. Now, if you don't know, their daughter is deaf. So it's cool. It's a nice family dynamic. And seeing them do the little sign language, do not crucify me because I don't know if I'm throwing up no gang sign. They'll do the little sign language thing, and you see their daughter is going through a thing where she's getting bullied, and now she's lashing out and fighting, and Creed trying to teach her how to fight a little bit. That was cool. That was great. And I feel like they're finna spin off and use her and use a different, for a different line of movies. To me, the second Creed movie was my favorite. None of these movies will ever touch the Rocky movies, especially the one with Rocky versus Drago. Come on. Yeah, it was. They were great, bro. There were some great Rocky movies there, man. And I just feel like with Rocky not being in a movie like this, right, where the plot was thick, but at the same time it was like corn syrup and water. If you mix it together, corn syrup is thick and water is like, but when it's mixed together, you got like a weird substance. And I feel like this is kind of what the plot was. Rocky would have been integral in that. And one of the reasons why, I don't know, I can't remember why they said Rocky didn't come back. But honestly, I feel like one of the reasons why he wouldn't have been in this movie, or it wouldn't have been great for him to be in this movie anyway, is because Rocky would have said, hey, bro, you have nothing to prove with this Dame dude. Let him do what you do. You retired. Creed was risking way more fighting Dame than Dame was. He was way more. It just seemed like it was a forced fight, bro. It just seemed forced. And Rocky would have said, yeah, don't do that. That is not smart. But just Rocky being in the movie, the legend being in the movie, it would have upped it a tad bit. Obviously, if I just said that, he probably would have been against them rematching, but it would have been cool of saying, okay, Rocky is against them rematching, and then you have a back and forth with Creed and Rocky. And they're going back and forth. Oh, Creed, I have to do it. And Rocky, oh, don't do it. And then you go back and now Creed fights, and now Rocky and Creed have a disagreement. Now they have a disagreement, and now if you want to take Rocky out the films, you do that. I don't know if they're setting up a Creed 4, but it wouldn't, how they ended this one, I don't even think it would make sense to. Yeah, I have to give it an 8 out of 10. Great movie. Go see it if you haven't seen it. If you have got this far, I pray that you have seen it, because you just got spoiled through the whole thing. But still see it though. Movies are subjective, so everybody needs to see a movie on their own. But that's all I got for y'all. Sorry for the late video. Like, if you love the video, like the video. If you don't love the video, still like the video. On the road, realistically, I am on the road to 100 subscribers. It pains me to say that, because I would have thought I would have had some. Come on, share my video. Share it to your friends, your family who watch Creed. Share it to them. You know what I'm saying? Help me get up. If I share it to anybody who like anime, this is me begging y'all at this point. Come on, please. So anyway, that's it, man. Y'all have a good day.
That was a great way to end.